Kamala Harris came out swinging this past weekend, and her target was Ron DeSantis.
Just yesterday in the state of Florida, they decided middle school students will be taught that enslaved people benefited from slavery. They insult us in an attempt to gaslight us, and we will not stand for it.
We won't.
Now y'all know Ron DeSantis had a response. Anytime that he can take the opportunity to take aim at someone that he views as unimportant and weak, he'll take advantage of that opportunity. Reminder, he has yet to take aim at Donald Trump, the one that he's currently running against in the primaries. Here's what he said in response to what Kamala Harris had to say.
I mean, I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. It's totally outrageous. You guys can look on the website of the Florida Department of Education. You know, they got a lot of scholars together to do a lot of standards and a lot of different things. But these are the most robust standards in African American history, probably anywhere in the country. Anyone who reads that will see that it's very thorough, very factual. And for them to try to demagogue it, look, that may have worked in the past. Nobody's buying their nonsense anymore.
Let's be clear. When he says no one is buying their nonsense anymore, there would be black people. The nonsense that he's talking about is black people demanding equality in the United States. Black people calling out the injustices in the justice system here in the United States. Black people pointing out systems of oppression here in the United States. The fighting back against those injustices, those calls of action, yeah, that's the nonsense that Ron DeSantis is talking about. And let's be clear, those scholars that he's talking about that is on that committee that made that decision, he appointed them. One of them being Kimberly Daniels. Now, Kimberly Daniels has gone viral this past weekend. Here's why. Kim Daniels, a black woman, was appointed by Ron DeSantis and is known for being the most conservative Democrat in politics in Florida. Here's some of the committees that she either sat on or currently sits on and the role that she played. Now, this past weekend isn't the first time that Kim Daniels has gone viral. She went viral a few years ago for making these comments.
And you can talk about the Holocaust, but the Jews own everything. I thank God for slavery. I thank God for the crack house. If it wasn't for the crack house, come on somebody, God wouldn't have never been able to use me how he can use me now. And if it wasn't for slavery, I might be somewhere in Africa worshiping a tree.
Yep, that's who he appointed to represent African Americans. Someone who is pro-slavery, who is anti-Semitic and anti-African, who thanks God for the crack house. And you know me, I had to dig a little bit deeper to see if there was anything else that popped up. Well, for one, we know she is known as Apostle Kimberly Daniels. But there's other reasons why she seems to fit in with Republicans and conservatives. I found this article, Representative Kim Daniels willingly to say she filed false financial disclosures. Baby, this article right here lays it all out. The Florida Department of Juvenile Justice sued a Miami nonprofit for failing to live up to a $1 million contract to run a youth program against gun violence in Duval. Kim Daniels represented Duval. The state was trying to recoup the $250,000 it fronted the nonprofit which Daniels championed in the legislature and helped the group land the pricey contract. Separately, a former aide claimed in a lawsuit against Daniels that the head of that Miami group was Daniels' boyfriend and that he held improper sway in her office. The article goes on to talk about her multiple ethics complaints during her time in elected office. It also talks about those false financial disclosures. I thought it was just one, but the article says in 2012, 2013, and 2014. The article talks about a $1,500 fine that she agreed to pay in regards to a complaint, something regarding campaign funds. The article also says that she got into a profanity shouting match with a rival at a polling place back in 2015. It quotes Daniels as saying, quote, "tired of that trifling bitch." She goes on to say, "the pastor ain't here. Kim is." This is why I say you have to be careful in who you let pray for you. You don't know what type of demon is praying for you. What type of pastor goes around behaving that way and then pretty much bragging about it? Not only is she anti-Semitic, but she's also homophobic because she has been heard stating that gay people need her services to exorcise demons from their bodies. Listen, I chuckle, but when you take a step back and look at what's going on in the United States, look at the whole picture, what's going on is terrifying to me. We've got demons like Ron DeSantis using black people who are anti-black, who are out for themselves, to do danger towards our community. Because this new change in Florida education for middle school students, Florida is the testing ground. And so they did this. Instruction includes how slaves develop skills which, in some instances, could be applied for their personal benefit. This is just the start. It'll spread nationwide.